So, Daniel, Nvidia's third quarter earnings have just been released. Their revenue is up almost double over the previous year, and they even beat their guidance, which is their predicted revenues. And yet their stock actually fell once these numbers were released. What are we to make of this?
This is a situation in which perfect is the only option. And even at perfect, NVIDIA may or may not continue to see its stock rise. The company did do well. It beat earnings, it beat the guide, it actually raised its guide. But at the same time, each quarter's come out, the guide up has been the sort of litmus test for the market. How much more growth is there? How much more enthusiasm in there? And this quarter, last quarter, it's starting to happen where people's exuberance is sort of conflicted with the result. And in my opinion, it's a great result, but people want more.
Another big change since last quarter is the election of a new US president, Donald Trump. Trump has proposed tariffs on all imports, and since NVIDIA's chips are made here in Taiwan by TSMC, that could impact NVIDIA's chip prices and, by extension, the whole AI economy. Do you think that concerns about this are impacting the market?
Yeah, I'm letting the Trump election, I'm digesting and watching right now. I do believe he has very real intent to create stricter import export, specifically export controls with China related to leading edge silicon. And I do believe there will be some modification to tariffs. Remember, we already have tariffs in place with China. As it relates to Taiwan, I believe the relationship is still critical. Having said that, I do believe more manufacturing in the US could be a requirement, but these changes don't happen overnight. You can't just be like, oh, we're going to have Intel make NVIDIA's chips. This would take years at this point to make that transition. Even Intel depends on TSMC for its newest AI PC designs. GDP growth will be the number. If this slows growth, he's going to be very cautious in anything that will allow his presidency, the legacy of his presidency, to look like he slowed or hampered growth or harmed our ability in the US to be the leader in AI technology.
What about the AI sector as a whole? Should we expect that the huge investments and growth in AI that we've seen these last few years will continue?
I don't see a situation in which the AI opportunity meaningfully slows because we're really only in the earliest part of it. We're really only starting to uncover the value. But having said that, the exuberance is always going to be a bit at risk if we can't show the ROI. The gold has to start to surface. But right now, these big companies with big balance sheets, lots of cash, all want to make sure that they're invested in the right areas. And AI is the most obvious, both for investors and for customers.